Putting your name out there is like one of the most important things. And a lot of these guys, I don't know if it's just that they're scared, that they don't want to waste the money. But I was always like, oh, it was word of mouth, you know. But now, like, we had a client the other day that she came up and she was like, oh, I saw one of your videos. I thought all you did was paint it, you know. But you said that you do other renovation stuff. I'm like, there you go.
I want to have the business owner life where you can kind of be in charge of your own life, your own future. As a business owner, obviously it's going to be more stress, but I'd rather have it that way than have to answer to somebody else.
Todos dicen, quiero ser dueño de mi tiempo. Like, bro, you don't even know what the fuck you're getting into. Welcome back to the podcast of Built from Hustle. I'm your host, Monico, and we got Erick here. What's up, dude?
What's going on, dude?
Not much.
Pretty excited. Starting off the new year hot with a pretty good guest.
Got a good treat for you guys.
We talked about it before. Like, we want to have more contractors, more interesting people that have actually done the shit and they're doing the shit, you know. And what better way to start it off than the new year?
Yeah. No, we got a good guest. I mean, it's Isaac from Sixtos Services. I mean, we've been working with you guys for a while and stuff like that. You guys have a really good come up stuff. So I was like, dude, let's talk.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And we've known each other for a little bit now and become really good friends. I say with both of you guys, you know, you guys do a lot of hard work. So I appreciate you guys putting me out here.
Yeah, no, appreciate it.
And from same town, same hometown.
Yeah, dude.
Same hometown,
Grew up here in Fort Morgan and everything. So
yeah, you guys are killing it. How has it been like lately? Because you guys, I mean, I see you guys everywhere. Like you guys been doing a lot of videos and stuff ever. How has it been from like before when you were doing it to like now?
Oh, dude, there's a lot that has changed. I mean, well, you know, before like we didn't do nothing. I mean, we didn't have no marketing, nothing. We didn't even have a logo on our truck. You know what I mean? Simple stuff. So it was just word of mouth. And then when we got to know you and we barely started getting into it and everything to like where we are now, I mean, you can see a huge difference. We've made a lot more money, which is a good thing. And more people know us. I mean, I can go to Walmart and I can talk to somebody or just say hi to somebody like, oh, I've seen your video on Instagram or on Facebook.
Now, huh?
Yeah, well, not a celebrity, you know what I mean? Like, but people recognize you and it's a good thing. And that's helped us out a lot for sure for work. I mean, we've been really busy.
That's the power of the personal brand.
Yeah.
Like people start seeing you on socials and they start seeing your trucks with the logos everywhere and they're like, oh,
yeah, exactly.
This guy, I kind of see them around.
Yeah, and they like it. And then they always, I mean, not everybody's ready, but everybody's like, oh, I might call you. You know what I mean? Like, I have something in mind. I was like, all right, dude, that's great.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
I seen a video the other day. It was talking about like what marketing is and stuff like that. They're saying, it was in Spanish, but they're like, marketing is only an introduction. You're just saying hi to them so whenever they're ready. You're not trying to sell them anything. Yeah. Nothing's like, what's up? This is what we do. That's it, you know.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect way to put it. Yeah.
What kind of made it like that switch that made you think like, okay, I think I have to start marketing now?
I think
because like a lot of businesses start out there like kind of like, no marketing, no, I don't have budget for that, whatever.
Yeah.
But they want to get more clients, but then they're like, how do I get more clients? Like, what do I need to do?
Yeah.
The chicken or the egg.
And it's the chicken or the egg. It's like, what came first?
Yeah. So I grew I grew up, you know, with my dad, and it was started off as his business and everything. So I think when I started working full time right after middle school because the whole high school thing wasn't for me, but I would go, you know, we would go to Denver, we'd go to certain places, and you see these trucks with their logos, or you see like back then I saw a Kiewit, that's the one that got me. Kiewit, they do a lot of roads, and I was like, I always told my dad, why don't we do this? Like, why is it that? And he was like, nah, they're just bigger than us. I'm like, we can do it too. I mean, you know, like we can grow. And then I would tell him, why don't you want to grow? And no, I'm comfortable where I'm at. I mean, I'm making money and I'm okay. Like we live all right. Like he's like, I never wanted to be rich. And I'm like, I don't want to be rich either, but I mean, don't you want to see this grow? And I think that's where it started. I think when I was little and I started seeing that stuff, and then about, I don't know, 2020, 2021 is when I told my dad, I was like, dude, I'm tired of, not in a bad way, doing the same jobs for the same people over and over again. I'm like, why don't we expand? Why don't we try to get new clients? Why don't we, you know, really go out there and push ourselves? And then he kept on, you know, saying no and no, but there's a point where he started wanting to leave me to take over, and that's when I was like, okay, well, this is the time.
Are you ready to shoot videos, but you don't know where to start? Well, I got the first video script you should be doing for your business. Just click the link below, and I'll send it to you. Let's get back to the video.
Well, that's interesting, though. You said 2020, 2021, because that was an interesting year. It was COVID, and that's when we started our company. We're like, dude, because we see on a lot of small businesses get destroyed. We're like, we need to do something, especially from our dad, you know, from their business. Yeah. Like, we need to do something. But it's interesting. It's the same conversation pretty much we had. Like they're just like, we're good. We don't want to do anything.
Yeah. It's pretty much like people have two different reactions to something like COVID. It's either you like just come into your show and like, I need to protect myself and just window down, or is like, you know what, I'm gonna take advantage because I see there's hole missing. I need to capitalize on it.
Yeah, and I was 19, dude, and I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, like during that time, because I was like, I saw a lot of other like buddies of mine that are in the industry, and they're like, dude, we haven't had work for this long a time, and I'm like, dude, I know we have work now, but how much work are we gonna have with the clients that we have right now? Does that make sense? So I think that's the scary part, and I think that's a thing that a lot of people are still too comfortable. They're like, oh yeah, I got my clients, you know, I got my little jobs. I'm like, yeah, for how long?
Because then there's going to be somebody else that treats them a little bit better or something.
Exactly.
And then like now they're my clients.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not too hard to win somebody over, especially if you know the sweet way of talking.
Yeah. It was interesting that you were saying that, like when you were starting to talk to your dad about like some of this stuff, like I don't want, like he would say like I don't want to grow. Do you think it's like, or he said I don't want to get rich? Do you think it's more of like not wanting to grow or just kind of scared of growing? Because if you have to grow, you have to put yourself out there more. You have to kind of
more money, more problems.
Yeah, you have more problems and stuff, and then it's like the unknown. Like you don't know it's gonna happen once you get to that certain level.
I think that was it, dude. Because again, like we've always made, not that we've always made a pretty decent amount of money. You know, the business is always good. We had bad years, of course, that I remember, but I think that was it. That my dad was like, "What am I gonna do with so much? You know, or how much can I really handle?" And his mind like changed a lot. You know, like my dad now changed, but I think that was it. That was holding him back. Was just thinking like, how am I gonna handle so much? Especially when you're not used to it. You never had a company. You never had nothing. You get a little scared. I mean, we still are.
Do you think to a point though? And then you feel free to answer however you want. But do you think to a point maybe it was him just kind of testing you out to be like, a ver si se ponen las pilas este morro, like just to see how much, how bad you want it, really?
Kind of just throwing it out there, kind of just see how he reacts.
I don't doubt it, dude, because, dude, mi papá es, no sé cómo decirlo.
Mexican dads.
Yeah, dude, it's hard porque mi papá muchas veces me ponía like little tests, you know what I mean? Like, a ver, voy a hacer esto y a ver qué dice o cómo reacciona o qué va a querer hacer él. And so it could have possibly been, man. I mean, since I was little, I told him, I don't care. I have a little brother. The company's mine. I would always tell him he doesn't care. He's never going to care for it like I'm going to care for it because this is mine. So maybe it could have been part of that, you know? And I don't really doubt it. I mean, I hope if it was a test, then we're doing pretty good, I guess.
Good test.
Yeah, I'm passing it.
Yeah, like now that I look back, it's like, oh yeah, like my dad's probably tested me a couple times too. It just, I was at that age, like that mindset level where I just kind of didn't care about it. Yeah. I just didn't pay attention and realize like, oh, like this could be the next step for me. Yeah. And it's kind of just like we always talk about, it's like the opportunity train. Yeah. Like, are you gonna take the opportunity or not, or are you just gonna let it slip by?
And you're so right about that, dude. Because mi papá siempre me decía, ¿qué es lo que tú quieres con tu vida? You know, just simple. And even for like simple things like at work, it was just always like me dijo, ¿qué quieres? Like
what age? ¿Cómo que edad más o menos?
Dude, desde chiquito. Dude.
Sí, but when you're that age, though, you're sometimes don't you be like shut up? Like,
yeah, I think when I was younger, yeah, pero like the second que I started like working really with him, era cuando él me decía, like, me dijo, ¿qué quieres? You know, like, ¿cómo te miras en unos años? No, pues, porque él siempre me decía, like, mi papá nunca tuvo estas pláticas conmigo, you know. He never sat down with me, nunca me dijo, ¿qué son tus metas, hijo? ¿O qué quieres hacer, you know? Yo te ayudo en tu lucha. Pero él sí, siempre me preguntaba, like, hijo, ¿qué quieres hacer? And I was like, man, like, I want the business, I want to grow. And I think I always told him that, pero I think it was when I was, you know, dating my wife, about to get engaged, just cuando más me dijo, like, you know, I was young, and so más me decía, me dijo, like, te quiero dejar, pero me tienes que enseñar. You know, I mean, que si quieres, y me decía, mira, like, here's this like little task, and you'll see. And in muchos, like I say, because I have friends that also their parents have businesses, but they're not involved like I am. Does that make sense? Like they're happy with just being a worker. I don't want to be that worker. I want to grow. You know, I want to be somebody big. That's just how it is.
Yeah, and it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. We were just talking about that earlier. Yeah. Like you said, and I think part of it, like, I couldn't doubt, you know, your dad just being like, a ver si es cierto, a ver si maromea el chango. Like, he's saying he wants it. Let me kind of see if he's going to do it. Yeah. Because, like, you probably all see other people around and you're like, everybody says they want it, but what's going to happen, you know, when push comes to shove.
It's true, dude. And because, like, I think I was, like, 17 cuando me dio, like, my first project to do by myself. You know, so he was like...
Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, it was a painted house out here on County Road 19, actually. It was in between 19. It was like a weird name. It's in between both of them. It's right here out of Morgan. But That was the first house that he told me, like, aviéntatelo, hijo, y, you know, hopefully it comes out good.
¿Y cómo quedó, la neta?
No, la neta es, me quedó bien chido, dude. Like, come on, man. I did mess up, though. I'm not gonna lie. I did paint a window, dude, and no lo tapé bien with plastic. We like, you know, putting plastic on the windows and, you know, painted the whole window, but he didn't have to know. He probably will find out after this video, you know, but he didn't have to know that. But, you know, me salió chido. And I think that was, like, it's good. Okay. And I think that's the problem with, like, a lot of companies, like, they have their kids that, you know, that they want to work and stuff. But, like, dude, I'm so happy and grateful with my dad that, okay, you got to learn, you know, and you gotta be uncomfortable, you know, but you got to make your decisions and see if you actually give a damn, you know.
Yeah, yo pienso que eso se mira mucho ahorita. En los hispanos, que tienen los papás tienen un negocio y solo porque eres el hijo no significa que eres el patrón si no sabes hacer las cosas. Y luego es donde dicen there's a lot. This is an interesting time right now because a lot of them are like ready to retire. You know, they're like older, but they're like, you can leave it to the son. The son doesn't even know how to grab a hammer. You know, like stuff like that.
No, yeah.
So it's the businesses just die off and disappear.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why él siempre te preguntaba, like, what do you want to do? Because he wanted to make sure that's what you actually wanted to do, not just kind of like leave you with the burden or something, or leave you with this that you didn't really want to do?
No, I'm pretty sure. Because, you know, every dad wants the best for his kid. And I think he really wanted to teach me. Es como él me decía, like, mi papá sí me enseñó, pero se vino acá desde chiquito. My dad, you know, my dad was really young. I think he was like 16 when he came over. So he's like, pues nunca aprendí bien, you know, cómo manejar cosas o aprendí bien because, you know, mi abuelo tenía sus tierras and he knew how to manage everything, but he's like, I never learned how to do that, you know. So I think it's a good part. And I think that's why, like, he looks at me in that sense that, like, me quiere seguir. Y todavía me enseña mucho. Like, I still got a lot to learn, of course. But it's good to see, like, guys like you that put out videos and stuff because it's what we were talking about earlier. Like, I love seeing videos. And I wish more contractors would, you know, make more videos on how they did it, how they're doing it, how they're making it. Because there's always so many ideas and you can learn from everybody.
Are you a business owner in Colorado and need help getting more clients? We help with videos, ads, and websites. Shoot us a text and we'll get started. Let's get back to the video. Yeah, the how-to videos. And then too, a lot of the things, there's, like we were just talking about it, que hay muchos contratistas que están bien establecidos y todo, pero o no quieren hacer videos o tienen miedo y dicen, estoy bien. But you're like, dude, like, maybe that's not their mission. They're like, to empower and show the next generation or...
Yeah, but like I see it this way. Like if you got your business, I mean, why not grow? You know, and it's like, you know, for example, I knew since I was little that marketing is a big thing. Putting your name out there is like one of the most important things, you know. So, and a lot of these guys, I don't know if it's just that they're scared, that they don't want to waste the money, or if they think it's unnecessary, which I think that's what's going on because my dad never thought it was necessary. My dad was always like, oh, it was word of mouth, you know. But now, like, we had a client the other day that she came up and she was like, oh, I saw one of your videos. I thought all you did was painted, you know, but you said that you do other renovation stuff. I'm like, there you go. You know, she saw the video and she was...
It's like your existing clients don't even know that you do other stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. At the same time, you're like, oh, that's cool. But at the other side of it, you're like, how the hell do you not know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
But then that's when you're like, because that happens to us all the time. But then just because you do it doesn't mean everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a constant struggle because there's always, you get exposed to a new audience and then they don't know what all you do.
Yeah.
So it's a constant always.
And how did you guys see it though? Because like, I mean, you guys started off like not too long ago either. I mean, fairly new too. How did you guys see like that struggle, or like how did your parents help you out in that sense?
And to
get like your business started
for like Inceptions or for 3C?
For both. I mean, because you had to start from scratch from both. You know, like is there something that motivated you guys like from them, or like something your dad told you también que?
For me, it was always that, like my dad has always had his own business, so I grew up around a business owner the whole time. Yeah. Like ever since I was little, he would either install carpet, kind of be like his own contractor, or like he's at the store working at his store, you know. And to me, I just thought that was normal. Like having your own business is something normal. I didn't realize that it wasn't normal, so I started getting a little older, and like people would say like, "Oh no, I can't do this because my parents got to work or something," or like I can't do that because they got to work. And I was like, "Well, my parents have." It always makes you feel a little bit guilty because you're like, my parents. They can make it. They can do these things because they have their own business and stuff. And it was like little by little, I kind of just like started realizing that like, oh, it's like what kind of life do you want to have, you know? And I was like, oh, I want to have the business owner life where you can kind of be in charge of your own life and your own future. You don't have to rely on someone else to be your boss, or rely on someone else to give you those days off or anything. Like, as a business owner, obviously it's gonna be more stress, but I'd rather have it that way than have to answer to somebody else.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and the thing with that too, I think a lot of people go into business for the wrong reasons. Todos dicen, quiero ser dueño de mi tiempo.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
nah, dude,
you don't even know what the fuck you're getting into.
That's what I thought at first. I was like, oh, being your own business owner, you get to have all kinds of free time. But it's not until you get into business where you're like, shit. Like, what free time?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got no free time. Es como te dije de mi compa, it's like, muchos quieren empezar, quieren esto, quieren otro, but they're not ready, or they're just not the person made, you know. They haven't trained their mind to not, you know, have days off sometimes, to, you know, always be working, because
especially the first couple of years, like it's pretty much like a requirement. Like you gotta know it's a requirement. Like you can't be like, oh, I'm just gonna work 3 days on and then make it happen. Like, no, dude, it's
especially if you're starting something from scratch. It's like you're probably gonna have to eat shit for a couple of years.
Oh yeah, dude, you're not gonna be making money right away.
Yeah,
it's really rare, you know. Also, gotta be, now that you said about your dad, gotta be grateful to you guys' dad, because he showed my dad how to do carpet, dude.
Oh yeah?
I don't know if you knew that. Your dad helped out my dad, you know, on the job, and my dad learned a lot from your dad.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, on how to put carpet. So if he sees this, you know, muchas gracias, don.
That's cool, dude.
Shout out to the dad.
Yeah, shout out to the dad, you know. So it's great to know that.
That's good. But kind of, because you said, like, what do we see that inspired us? I think it's kind of like the same thing, like that Hughes, like that Erick said, like you see that we're always in, like, always business.
Yeah.
We're counting earlier today. 9. Remember?
Yeah.
3C, like, is the 9th business I've started.
Really?
The other ones fucking failed.
Yeah.
You know, nobody knew about them. You know, or they did know about them, but it was 9. So like, people start a business, it didn't work out in the first 2 months, and they gave up. It's like, and they're like, oh, it's so easy for you. It's like, I've been eating shit for the past 8 years. So it's like, this is just pretty much.
And that's probably been my like 8th one, I think.
Really?
Yeah, with like little side hustles that you start and they don't work. You do this and they don't work. It's like, yeah, que dicen, ya estás cortado.
Yeah.
ya estás, esto es normal.
But and that's the hard thing too, because we're like relatively younger in like the business world, or just the adult world, or whatever you want to call it. And you have more experience, more knowledge in the business world than other people do. But then you're younger, so they don't take you that serious.
Because people, I think, la gente mide la experiencia por la edad que tienes. They're like, you're 24, you have this much experience. No, I think I categorize it more as like compressed time. Like, say I need to do this thing 100 times to get good at it. You might do it 100 times over the next 10 years, or you might do it in 6 months.
Yeah.
We compress time because we work a lot. So
and
do a lot of trial and error stuff. So like, we compress time, like, let's do it faster. And that's why people think, like, not just because they're older means they have more experience than us in a certain.
Exactly.
I mean, there's obviously a lot of things that we don't know either.
Yeah.
But in general, I think that's what happens. And then kind of going back to the thing where he's saying my dad had his business. I was talking to him a couple of days ago, and we were talking about it. It was like, dude, marketing wise, like, if you would have pushed us more, like, to get more in business, like he kind of did, but not as to the extent that I would have liked, you know. If you would have done it, because he had a store, I was like, bro, right now we'd have like fucking 5-6 stores, guaranteed. Because it was all word of mouth that he was doing. It was like, with what we know marketing, like, dude, this thing would blow up.
It's like the saying, you don't know what you don't know. Yeah. Like, if you knew now, or if you knew back then what you know now, it would have been a whole different ballgame, for sure.
It was a couple of weeks ago, my dad, the other day, he sat down and he was like, dude, we were talking about the company and stuff that we want to do now that we're in this new year. And he was like, I just got to be grateful to you. He's like, because, you know, me enseñaste a cómo hacer dinero y también a cómo crecer. And I was like, dude, well, you know,
that's what it's about.
It's what is good. And I think everybody out there, like, they got to realize, dude, you got to put yourself out there or you're never going to win. I mean, yeah, we were comfortable, but, you know, I thank God that we're at a really good spot now, and hopefully we keep on growing. And just like you guys, man, I've seen you guys grow and grow and grow, and I hope you guys keep on growing a lot too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got like final questions about about like you're working with your dad and stuff, because we heard it like when we started like our first business inceptions, and then 3C is like, don't work with family. Don't work with family.
Oh, dude,
you hear that all over the place.
You hear that every
Here we go.
And like to a certain extent, it kind of like bothers me because you're like, okay, you don't like my relationship with my family is different than your relationship with yours. Like, how's that with you? Like, how is it working with your dad?
Dude, it was tough. Like, it was really bad in the beginning, I think. Like it was. I think because I was, I guess, naive at the same time, thinking that I knew a lot more and stuff like that. So we did have.
We all are though, no?
Yeah,
at that age though.
Yeah, that's true. Like we clashed a lot at work. I had my ideas, he had his, and there was times where I'm like, dude, you act like es lo mismo que decías, because he would look at me like, no tienes experiencia, and I'm like, dude, you forget I've been doing this for a while now. I know I have my ways of doing stuff too, and it's tough. And at work, yeah, he's my dad, but it's more like es mi patrón. We established that early on, like, okay, yo sí soy tu hijo, because we had we always had another guy or something like that. I'm like, pero pues también soy trabajador. So when we go home, whatever's at work, it stays at work, But I also find it amazing having a business with your family at the same time. I mean, it's a little bit hard, but at the end of the day, who else is going to want better for you than your own family?
What's been the most challenging thing you guys have that you've had experience in your business?
I think just our ideas on how to like go through jobs, especially sometimes, but mostly because again, like I always wanted this marketing thing, so I would always tell my dad, like, dude, we need it. Y siempre que no, like, que no, tú qué vas a saber si yo tengo tantos años, yo he estado bien, yo sé cómo hacerle. All right, dude, so that was pretty hard at first, until te digo, ya me dejó. Y muchas cosas, like, en los proyectos, dude, like, I'm like, dude, ya hay nuevos materiales, ya hay nuevos estilos, hay nuevos modos. Like,
maquinaria, tecnología. Dude. Like, that's the thing, too. A lot of people think, construcción no hay technology. Like, there's so much technology.
Bro. You know how long it took me forever to convince him. Actually, I never convinced him. I went and bought one. A laser. A laser level. Siempre was like, he was like, ¿para qué lo queremos? I'm like, dude, una línea era bien bonito. For the cabinets.
Yeah.
No, for what? And I'm like, dude, for the tile, no, pues ahí está nivel. I'm like, bro, come on,
Yeah.
Little things, but like things like that. Just battery operated tools. You know how much of a struggle that was, dude? Just to get, better drills, and drills were easy. But when it came to like the skill saw, he didn't want one that was battery, because he's like, no, pues pa' qué, si no tiene fuerza. Yeah. And ahora, pues now like, que ya me deja poquito más, pues I don't really ask. I just go buy stuff, But things like that.
Reminds me of my dad, because he has a bunch of tools that are all powered, like corded.
Yeah, they're all corded. Yeah, dude, that was.
I mean, he's had them for like 20 years, but they're still there.
If you find it, he'd be like, dude, it's there. I know it's there.
Yeah, no, dude, our shop is full of old tools, man, like that.
Pero también, don't you think it's a kind of a blessing though at the same time, because it's traen la vieja escuela, like they say it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
traen la vieja escuela. So like you do it the hard way. So now when it's easy, now there's a lot of people that just know the easy way.
Yeah.
So when they don't have their laser, runs out of battery,
Yeah.
what the heck are they going to do? They don't know how to level this thing out.
And I've seen that, dude. There's a lot of, just as an example of that same laser, it pooped out on us, man, the other day. Like, and these guys, our workers, they got so used to always using a laser, they didn't know how to throw a big old line. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, I'll teach you guys how to do it, but it's the same thing. It's good that we know. Okay, yeah, because there's a lot of old things that still work, and they're still really good. So,
Why do you think people fail in construction?
Why? Oh man, that one's tough. I think they don't know where to put their money. Does that make sense? Because a lot of guys, like, they jump in and they're like, I'm gonna buy all the tools I want. I want to buy trailers. I want to buy new trucks. I want to do this and that. And it's like, no, dude. I mean, you see guys, that I know personally businesses that didn't last more than a year, but they started off with like troca del año, con una traila bien bonita. They got stickers everywhere, and it's cool. And then they got tons and tons of tools that you're like, dude, I didn't even start using that until who knows when. You know what I mean? And I think that kills them. And then they believe that word of mouth is enough. Word of mouth is never enough. Like it works for a little bit, especially with like older folks. Like, oh yeah, they like to, but they don't put themselves out there.
Dude, that's really good. That's really good, because we talk about it too. I think having too much money can fuck you up, because you don't know what to do with it, because you've never been able to manage this. So if you don't got money, like, get creative. Like, okay, how do we got to do this then? Because this is all we got. So having too much money, like you said, you go out and get all these things, and then work stops coming in, and
it's
then
tough, dude.
It gets.
Yeah, because you start spending, man. I mean, once you have money, you get a little happy. I'm gonna buy this.
It's
that.
easy too. Like, the shiny new tool or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't have that one.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's interesting that too, like the word of mouth, because word of mouth, like, it's not like it's bad or anything.
No.
But word of mouth is great, because I mean, who's gonna sell better than your clients? You know. But then when you pair that with like proper marketing and ads and all that stuff, then it's like full circle, because then they see you on Facebook.
Yeah.
Then they like see your trucks driving by. Oh, then their neighbor tells them about you. It's like you have multiple touching points before you even like talk to them.
Yeah,
dude, like once you got like everything kind of playing its role, then that's when it's like really powerful.
Yeah, and I've had people like that we've done work for recently, and they're like, "Oh, this person told me, but then I went online and I saw your reviews and I liked them. And that's why I called you." And you're like, oh, "Okay, that's great." You know, like word of mouth is excellent, like you said. But I mean, you know, we got reviews on there. We got videos that sometimes I just like, you know, we like to show what we're doing and the stuff that we can do or how to do it. And they like that. They like seeing that.
Dude, and that's really important because you said that the clients are telling you that. Imagine how much clients, like people are honestly losing because they don't have that. Because they're like, I seen this truck and then I want to look for him and I didn't find anything. So I just won't call him. I'll just go down to the next one.
Exactly, yeah. And I think like recently, like all of our clients, I always ask, every time that they give us a call and we see a job, where'd you hear from us? And it's always like, oh, I saw your ad. So it's like, man, how many more people? If we would have started this a long time, I told my dad, I mean, si hubiéramos empezado hace 10 años a hacer esto,
you'd be fine.
We would have been, you know, solid. You know, maybe not the biggest company in the world, but God, we would have been really good. Yeah. That's for sure.
Definitely on a track, though. Definitely on a track, dude.
We're trying.
I think like another reason I like not just construction fails, like in the first year or whatever, but like general, like in business, why they fail is just because they don't know how much work it's going to take to actually get it off the ground.
Yeah, they don't got the heart. I think that has a lot to do with it, because they got to realize like, oh, you know, having a business is not you know all nice and flowers and it smells good and all sunny outside, dude. It stinks, man. I mean, like I told you, I don't get holiday. You know, they think that you get holidays, but you know you're always doing something. Like you know, or you get a little bit of money. You're like, oh, you know, like I wanna go vacations. It's like, no, dude, you got to put in the work. Like you got to look for new clients all the time. The second that you stop looking for clients, and that's where we separate me and my dad, because my dad stays looking. You know, I do more of the labor stuff, but my dad stays looking for clients. I'm like, if he didn't do that, if I didn't give him the opportunity to me be in charge of this and him and that, you know, even though we put all the marketing out there, you got to have some system in place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Systems, dude. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Because then people see, like, say you go to dinner last night with your wife or whatever, you put a story or something on your story, let's say, and then people say like, así se la lleva este güey siempre. They're like, bro, this is like the only break I've gotten in the last 3 weeks, you know, but they don't see that. So they're like, must be nice being a business owner.
Yeah. No.
It is nice.
And that's why I think it's also important to show like a little bit behind the scenes too, like not just see the highs where you're just out there chilling or whatever, chilling, but then they also see you like in the grind actually busting your ass. Like I think it's necessary for people to see that. Because if you want my highs, cool, just look at all the work I'm putting in too.
Yeah. It's a lot of work, man.
And I think another thing is that that when people start a new business, like you're not planning ahead. Like for something in construction where you have off seasons and hot seasons, you kind of have to plan for it too. Because like if you're a landscaper or something, you gotta like realize it's gonna snow, so you're not gonna be able to do your landscaping. So like if you don't plan ahead, you're gonna kind of just hit a wall and just kind of go to shit. Yeah,
dude, you really got to be on top of it. And it's not. I think like people take planning ahead as in like, oh, like you know what I'm gonna do next month. It's not that, man. You got to look way past that. You know, sometimes like there's already jobs that we have in mind for the next couple months. You know, that are like 4 or 5 months, 6 months even ahead. Like we're ready. Like we have a couple decking jobs that we have saved. You know, stuff like that. That we're still in contact. Like I just called the client. Like, hey, you know. I gave you the colors, you gave us the okay and everything. There's a new product that's going to come out. You want to take a look at it. You know, I know we're still far. Just to keep their attention, you know what I mean? Just how they know
touching points.
That we're still there. And people forget that they got to look way far ahead, for sure. How do you guys see it? Because concrete is tough, man. I mean, I know right now it's warm as heck, so there's no problem, but how do you guys manage that?
I mean, I think it's kind of like what Erick said. You got to be planning for the seasons. Just because there's like no concrete to do doesn't mean there's no work. Like,
exactly.
This is the time where you start building. Like, okay, we're really busy all year. What broke? Like internally in the business, this system, that system, this. Okay, we need to. I want to be able to grow. So how do you grow? In my eyes, you become a better leader. How do you become a better leader? I need to learn more shit. I need to do more personal development. I need to go learn from this guy and that guy. You know, I need to do that. So this is the time where I think it's really good to analyze the inside of the business. Because once it's going, dude, this summer was crazy. It was our first year for the concrete, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was really fast, but then in my eyes, it wasn't fast enough too.
Well, especially if you just reflect on the year, like, what do we mess up on? X, Y, and Z. Okay, we can fix that just by being aware of it.
Yeah.
And like, oh, if we fix that, okay, we can do X amount next year. Yeah. And it's kind of like frustration, I guess, sometimes, because you see like, oh, it was something so stupid that we could have fixed that we just oversaw.
Yeah.
It's always plan ahead. It's always bidding.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, you always got to be bidding jobs and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think I like that point that you said. Like, it's time to actually reflect. I guess I think we had to do that this year. Like, because we grew a little too fast. I think I see your point, because we started growing. You know, after doing all this marketing stuff, and it's like we hit some pretty big rock bottoms, man. I mean, we weren't used to running, you know, with 6 workers. We were used to one guy that was just a helper. You know what I mean?
Like managing people.
Yeah, dude. Because we weren't used to it. You know, like it was like from one day to another where it's like, man, we had so many jobs lined up where, you know, we're like, dude, what are we gonna do? You know, and so we had to get more people, and it was just tough. Like, especially like some of the guys, you know, they're all older than me, so it was pretty tough. You know, they have some experience, and then they see a kid, you know, and it's like, why am I gonna listen to this dude? You know, and then there's a lot of, you know, desacuerdos there, man. I mean, había muchas cosas that no les gustaba, you know, y you know how the industry is, bro. Uno no habla también tan bonito ni nada, so había mucha frustración, like bad. Y también con nosotros, like just how to manage the jobs, you know, because we weren't used to it. And that point, we're like, okay, that's why me and my dad, we got to the point where like, okay, we got to sit down. We got to once a week, you know, at least we got to sit down, all of us, you know, together, talk what we can do better, get somebody else's ideas on, like, because this is not the way we're going. We're not going to be making money. We're going to keep on losing it, because there was a time that we lost money. Like at first, like we lost on one project. It was like what, almost $20,000, just because just miscommunications, man, and we weren't used to it.
Welcome to business. That's how.
Yeah, dude. That's how it is, dude.
We had a couple. I mean, we all have stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what's funny, is that a lot of people don't talk about it. It's like, yeah, dude, we all go through shit. We had a lot of jobs too that didn't go good.
Yeah.
But it's just part of it.
I think people's like the biggest thing, because like you have like this influx of like jobs and stuff to do, so you're like, who can help? Are you? All right, come on, and you don't do like, you don't actually like properly go through a hiring process. That's like I'm looking for a person who has X, Y, and Z, and these are your expectations.
Yeah,
it's like a lot of the times it's like we're growing a little too fast. We just need to get help, whoever.
And and that's one thing that I was telling, because we always have weekly meetings too for our stuff. But what I was telling was like, in theory, like, okay, queremos que gente chingona trabaje con nosotros, right? So like, para que un güey chingón venga a trabajar con nosotros tenemos que ser chingones. Yeah. Porque un chingón no va a ir a trabajar con un pendejo. Like, straight up. So it's like, if we want un chingón, like, you got to be like, okay, how good am I? Because if I want to recruit badasses, I need to be more of a badass. Because they want to have somebody that can guide the ship that takes them somewhere where they can be better. Better man, better skilled person, better husband, whatever it is. So it's like, and that's where, like, what I was telling you, like, okay, how do I want better leaders for them to be able to run the job by themselves. Okay, well, I need to be a better leader, and this is the time when you do it.
I think that's, like, spot on, because in the hiring process, like you said, I think that screwed us up, like, for sure. Like, that was part of it, but at the same time, I mean, agarramos gente que supuestamente tenían, 10 años de experiencia, y todo. ¿De cuál experiencia, bro? No, I'm being serious.
They just start working, you're like, bro.
Yo digo, dude, así como te están quedando, bro, man, dejan un cochinero de un marranero, no, serio. And it's like, man, ¿cómo te han salido los otros jales? Like, you know, this is bad. Pero, and we learned a lot, you know, in that sense. And also, like, looking back, and like, some of our workers, we stayed with some guys que no sabían nada, dude, de tiro, ni cómo agarrar una brocha. I'm not kidding. They didn't even know how to grab, like, a little paintbrush, bro. Y no sabían lo que era un taladro. Can you imagine that? But they were hard workers, man. No se rajaban, dude. And we had guys que tenían mucha experiencia, llegaban a las 5, oye, patrón, ya vámonos, no? Or should we start packing up? I'm like, dude, what are you talking about?
We got to finish this thing, bro.
Yeah. And that's what I love about my work, is like the other day, you know, it was the 31st. Todos querían ir a pistear, que querían ir a esos lugares. Y mis trabajadores, like, yo les dije, like, I'm not mean to them or anything, pero les dije, mira, bro, like, ya estamos acá, hay que terminar el trabajo. Like, no quiero venir otra vez, you know, you got to understand my point of view. And they're like, no, dude, like, nosotros no nos rajamos, bro. Aquí nos quedamos contigo. Ya se hizo noche, bro. It was like 7:30. I'm like, bro, ¿sabes qué? Ustedes se pueden ir. Yo aquí me quedo. Conmigo no hay problema. You know, yo me quedo. And one of the guys was like, yeah, yo me voy. I'm like, dude, all to you, you know? You can leave. And then the other 3 guys were like, no, aquí nos quedamos, bro. Si tú te vas a quedar, nosotros nos quedamos contigo. And I felt good because at the beginning it wasn't like that. No es que no nos queríamos, pero no era tan...
Pero ya agarraste el respeto ahí.
Exactly.
That they're just like, he's here, I'm down.
Yeah.
No, que quédense ustedes hasta las 8, ahí nos vemos y ya me voy.
Yeah.
It's like building that like company culture.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah. And you really, I think es una de las cosas, dude, que a muchos los fregan su compañía, dude, es que no saben cómo ganarse el respeto de las otras personas. Y un trabajador que no te tiene respeto no sirve para nada. Porque, you know, they're just not going to be there for you.
They could be like the best worker or whatever, but if they don't respect the boss and...
Yeah, dude. Pero uno también se tiene que enseñar, you know what I mean, a cómo es que se respete. Because I didn't know, dude. And I was, you know, I was pretty snotty when I first got these guys, you know. I'm like, yo sé más que tú y aquí mi palabra va. And that changed completely. After I saw que eso no trabajó, dude, instantly changed. I was like, I'm doing this wrong. This is bad, you know? And I'm happy I realized that because now it's like, okay, now we have more communication. Now they have ideas, bro. I think, like, these guys don't have as much experience as me. But their ideas, sometimes I'm like, bro, that works. I'm like, that's great. That's what I needed. Instead of my way was horrible. And that's one part that if you do have workers, bro, you got to realize that. Like, there's always good ideas out there. You just got to look for them.
What do you do for personal development? Like, to become a better leader, better boss, better owner? What do you do?
A lot, dude, I see a lot of videos. Reading is not for me. I know there's a lot of people. I've tried to read with some books out there. I can't do it. You know, my ADHD is not letting me, dude. So, that, and then I'm dyslexic, so, you know, it makes it even worse. But just videos, dude. I see so many videos of so many guys.
Like podcasts? Or
podcasts,
kind of
yeah. Just videos on, like, whatever comes up, because my feed is just full of, like, inspirational stuff. Like, I love it. So, just a whole bunch. I can't give you names because I'm not going to remember them, but just, like, little clips. And I've gotten so many ideas of just, like, how to run our business from other people. You know what I mean? Which was guys, like, you see it. And a lot of motivational stuff that I see. I don't know. Just how it is.
Yeah, it's same for me. Like, I watch a lot of podcasts and stuff. I mean, this year I want to read a little bit more books.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, last year I didn't read shit.
That's tough.
But
it's tough.
But it's good because I found out, I mean, certain books have it, but they have, like, an audio book that goes with it.
Yeah,
so I kind of just, like, read the book and, like, listen to it at the same time.
Yeah.
And it kind of helps retain more information a little bit.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of, like, videos, like, because there was a moment where, again, we weren't making as much as we should have been making, you know. So I told my dad, I was like, dude, we got to get, like, different ideas on just how to, you know, off of YouTube. Like, there's videos that we saw, like, okay, what's this, and how to manage, you know, this, and how to look at, you know, the time wasted there and stuff, and just, like, little things, and even upgrading, like, because before, like, we didn't use QuickBooks, you know, we were using, like, just, you know, pen and paper. And that was it. And then we moved up to, like, an app called Invoice Simple, which I worked at its time. But now that, like, we're using QuickBooks, and it was a struggle to learn. My dad struggled so much to learn how to use it. But now that we're using it, dude, it's working. We're figuring out where our money is going and stuff. Because you forget, dude.
Like,
like,
quicker too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's way better, bro. Just the fact that, like, now we know where everything's going. Because sometimes you give, you know, the workers, and they'll go buy something, and then this and that, and then tú vas y compras, and you lose a receipt. Dude, we found out how much money we were losing just
on
to
that.
doing it. Yeah, just on that. So we're a lot more organized now, and that's really good.
Yeah, no, dude. Just having a CRM to be able to,
Oh, yeah.
like, get all that stuff, dude, will increase business. Like, just that little thing will increase business profits by, like, 10%.
No, yeah.
Just
Easy.
that, I guarantee you. Isaac, appreciate you for coming on
of
with
course,
us, man. Giving
Thank
us
you.
your insights on the construction side of stuff, dude.
Thank you, man. It was a privilege. I love talking to you guys. Thank you for letting me be out here and to share our experience and our work.